I know you guys want the supplement info, but let's get you rolling first with a quick disclaimer, okay? Supplements are meant to supplement my nutrition behaviors. I need you guys to think about food as fuel. It's not about how good it tastes. It's not about do I want it or not. You have to have it to fuel your car, right? I cannot run my car without gasoline. If I put diesel into my car, it will not work. I have to put the right fuel in to get me the output that I want. So number one, food is fuel. That's it. Plug your nose, eat the thing. Just expose yourself to as many different foods as you can that we know are good for us. Quit being so picky, because again, if you're picky and you don't want to eat this stuff, your overall performance and the goals that you want to accomplish over here on the field, on the mat, in the weight room will not happen if you are picky about this stuff. You have to find a way. Food is fuel. Find a way to put it in your body and fuel your body with what it needs. Okay, the second part of this, I need you guys to understand nutrient timing. Nutrient timing is a big piece of this. If I go and do my workout and I wait 4 or 5 hours before I put food in, again, my builders are here. Boom, I just damaged my tissues. My building team is there. They got hammers, they got nails. They just need the lumber, right? If you don't put the lumber in, if you don't give them the building blocks that they need, they're going to spend their whole day sitting around on the job site not being able to build a house. So those two things for you guys are super important. Food is fuel and nutrient timing. Make sure you're putting the right foods in at the right time, and then we'll get back to getting after those supplements like you want. Here we go. All right, rock stars, here we go with our summer training. Most people put in all the time and effort into the weight room, but they don't supplement correctly on the backside. I'm going to share with you in this video everything you need to know to maximize your gains in the weight room with your supplements on the backside. So here we go. Let's get started with our whey and casein, our protein powders, right? We've got whey over here, which is our fast digesting, quick absorption. We've got our casein over here, which is slower digesting, slower absorption. When do we need each one of those? Whey, anytime I have a practice or a lift, I'm putting whey in within 30 to 60 minutes after. That's going to quickly get into my bloodstream. It's going to quickly start to recover and replenish my body after the workout and give me the initial building blocks I need to start the repair process. Casein, I want you to think about this as your bedtime window, okay? Every night I go to sleep, I've got 7 to 9 hours of sleep that I'm putting in, but I don't have the building blocks. Most people eat dinner at 5 p.m., but then they go to bed at 9 or 10 p.m. By that point, the food is already digested, your body's already used it all. This is where casein comes in. Take a casein protein shake, brush your teeth, go to sleep. Now for the next 4 hours that you're sleeping, you've got the protein, you've got the recovery building materials that you need to let your body start building the house and rebuilding those tissues. So that's whey, that's casein. If you guys want specific loading, grams, when to take it, etc., it's in the guide. Just click that link and give it a download. Number 2, here we go with our electrolytes. Electrolytes are huge during our summer training. It's one thing to drink a Gatorade, but now putting in electrolytes at the right time, because I'm working so hard. A lot of athletes will have a morning lift, and then I have an afternoon skill practice, right? Or I've got a 2-a-day football practice. I am sweating my tail off during the summer, putting in the time in the weight room and out on the field or doing my skill. This is where supplements that have potassium, magnesium, sodium, any of the electrolyte combos are huge. There's a lot of very clean ones that have very minimal sugar in them, which are great for youth and development athletes, right? We don't need all this sugar on the back end. We need lean and clean electrolytes. Look at Elements. Look at some of the liquid IV supplements, right? Those are all great alternatives for the youth athlete during the summer training. Again, if you want dosage, if you want recommendations, I got brands laid out for you guys. Download that guide and you'll see everything you need. Here we go with our fish oils. All right, fish oils are huge. Anytime I've got training, anytime I've got speed and agility work, anytime I've got strength, I'm creating internal damage to my tissues. Anytime I create damage, which this is healthy damage, I still get an inflammatory response. So I get inflammation within my body. The quickest way to limit inflammation in a very supplemental basis way is putting fish oils or omega-3 oils into your diet through a supplement form. Again, the loading time of it, the amount of it, etc., I will lay that out for you guys in the guide, but just understand the importance of fish oils to help you recover from day to day, practice to practice, week to week throughout your summer training. Don't just tear your body apart and not give it the resources it needs to limit that inflammation and maximize its recovery on the back end. That's where fish oils come in. Download the guide for the specific recommendations. All right, the mean and lean creatine, right? This is where everybody's gonna spend a lot of their time. Again, there's a lot of research for developmental teens, some for youth athletes. We have to kind of debunk this a little bit with what your goals are, right? If you're working on a lot of speed, explosiveness, power development phase of your training, definitely think about creatine in. The creatine is going to not only help with lean muscle mass, but it's going to maximize your explosiveness and your power and overall your energy use during the training session. So that is a huge piece of it. It's going to accelerate your healing process. Again, if you're a youth kid doing 3 days a week of lifting, you probably don't need to be putting creatine in the system. But if I'm a high school athlete that's putting in 5 to 6, 7 days a week of training, it's a great way to get my body the recovery techniques that it needs to be able to accelerate that recovery and give me back-to-back performance sessions throughout the week. So that's your creatine. Again, I've got dosages, I've got timing of it in the guide. Click the link, download that thing, and we'll go from there. Last one that I want to throw in for you guys, multivitamins, okay? Again, you do not necessarily need a multivitamin if I'm eating all my lean meats, if I'm eating a healthy amount of fruits and vegetables, if I'm drinking my waters, my milks, my dairy products, right? Like if I'm doing all of that and I hit it to the T at the right nutrient times, after my workouts, before my workouts, middays, my different snacks, you probably don't need a multivitamin in if you're hitting all of your dark leafy greens, your different vegetable groups, your fruit groups. There's a lot of vitamins and minerals that are natural in those, but most athletes are a little bit picky, they're a little bit stubborn, they don't want to put this in, they don't feel great when they put that in and then try to perform. This is where multivitamins come in and close the gap for you guys. It just tops off your fuel stores, it tops off your vitamin stores so that every performance that you have, whether it's game day or it's recovery day, you're topped out and your body's got all the building blocks it needs to maximize your recovery and maximize your performance. That's multivitamins. Again, I've got the downloads. I've got some clean links for youth athletes in there. Click those links, get after it, and just start exploring this stuff to help you guys supplement. All right, finally, we're going to talk about a couple things that you guys should avoid as far as supplements during the summer. One of the big ones, pre-workouts. Guys, you guys are young machines. Your heart rate's already elevated. You don't get the big vasodilation effects of the caffeine in your system, right? A lot of this stuff is overhyped. You guys don't need the loaded energy drinks with thousands of milligrams of pre-workout caffeine in them, right? You don't need the energy drinks in your system. Those things are loaded with sugar, they're loaded with additives that are going to actually make you crash on the back end during your workouts or during your performance. Again, when you start to reach that college age, we can start to think more about the pre-workouts, the caffeine benefits, but at a young age, we do not need to be putting this stuff into our youth athletes or you as a youth athlete, okay? So understanding this, do not start pumping those into the system. It's not gonna return everything that you think it will based off of the college or the aging male or the female that's using this stuff. It's not the same response in youth athletes, so let's avoid that. Branched chain amino acids is another one. I hear this all the time. Hey, do I gotta put BCAAs into my kids' supplement program? No, absolutely not, right? If you're using your whey properly, if you're using your lean meats and your protein supplements, guys, you don't need a ton of extra BCAAs. Again, your body is very efficient at the youth age to use what it has in a food and a general supplement form to get you all the BCAAs that you need. And again, your whey supplements nowadays have BCAAs in them. You don't need a ton of additional. It's different when you're an elite level bodybuilder. It's different when you're a high level power performance athlete, right? Like those, once you've tapped out everything else and you're at that very, very elite level of performance, Now we should start talking about adding BCAAs in. But for the gist, during the summer, avoid your pre-workouts, avoid adding additional BCAAs into your supplements. It's just not needed. You guys are pissing money away into supplements that aren't needed. Maximize those first 5, get those into the training regimen, download the guide, get after it, and we'll see you guys on the inside. Let's capitalize our summer gains in the weight room by bringing up our supplements on the back end to support it. All right, guys, get after it.